Dark Nexus. Tonight, it's Act 4, Chapter 173. All right. It is the evening of the 27th of Frost, and we are in Kathir, heading out of the old souk back to the west, over the Azure Canal once more, and deeper into the other side of the city. Let me, y'all, open up your vision on our map here so you can get a better sense of the vastness of this place now that you've had a chance to talk to some folks in the market, get a general idea of the layout.
Oh.
Whoa.
Wow. Isn't that amazing?
Shit.
Yeah. So, following the directions you were given, you head west through this sprawling merchant class district. On the north side of the main boulevard as you're walking, there's a tangle of slightly more newly constructed buildings, each more luxurious than the last, kind of shouldering their way to the sky. And south of the boulevard, much older buildings, more ancient design. And as you travel, you see that the city is peppered with so many small temples to Syrinscape. It's not like the kind of European city one giant cathedral model here, though there are, of course, a couple of massive famous temples, but it's more like Catholic churches in part of Chicago or mosques in certain parts of Istanbul. They are local neighborhood structures. And these small temples are mostly open-air affairs with brass or gold mirrors angled to focus the sunlight at dawn onto the main altar. All of them have these graceful, slender minarets climbing into the sky above them, and hundreds of them. They are dotted all over the landscape as far as you can see in the city. And you eventually hit the Great Market, which is actually winding down for the day. It's somehow even bigger than the old souk and the bazaar beneath the Sunset Crown. Ancient buildings and makeshift stalls standing side by side. Anything can be obtained here. Just the dying strains of rapid-fire haggling in a bevy of languages ringing through the air. The scent of hundreds of spices as merchants are packing up for the night. And there's every sense to your eyes and ears that the night market and the Sunset Crown back over to the east is much more geared around tourists, but that this is where the locals go for goods and for gossip and for community. But with the setting of the sun, the day's work here is allowed to be over. And as you cross through the Great Market, just part of it really, the entire town of Thrushmore would fit inside the Great Market. You do get a sight of the port of Kathir, which is this stretch of riverbank that has been painstakingly carved into a perfectly semicircular harbor. It's bustling beyond belief, even in the evening here. Dabwick can barely even process the size of the thing, and it always seemed to them that a major city on the actual ocean would have a harbor just about as big as it gets, but somehow this inland city, only on a river, has completely outdone it. You're able to catch sight of the visitors center. Is that clear on your map there?
Yep. Yeah.
It's unmistakable. It's this giant gold and white palace on the edge of the Great Market in the port, and you know it will open after dawn tomorrow. And you walk past the Garden of Gifts, which turns out to be a towering, bejeweled palace seemingly made of solid brass. It is definitely not closing for the night. Through the wide open doors, you catch sight of a packed complex filled with beautiful young serving men and women, games of chance, high-end shopping, and other delights. This is also where you would go to meet with a genie if you dare. And speaking of genies, the further you get from the Azure Canal, the fewer and fewer of them you do see on the street, as though perhaps most of them actually do live over near where you happen to randomly pop in. Pandora would have heard that the Planar Institute is off in that direction somewhere closer to the palace, so kind of makes sense. That's their public park, the Azure Canal. Then at the Garden of Gifts, you know that if you were to continue further to the west, before turning off the main boulevard, you'd hit the street where the Mysterium lies. I'll put that in the map when we go to it. But tonight, you turn right before then, after crossing the great public square that the Garden of Gifts sits on, and you make your way north into a neighborhood that becomes more and more what seems to be housing for students and professors. These packed streets of long 3 to 6 story buildings of a mishmash of styles and eras, and younger and more academic seeming crowd on the streets. And then you do reach the inn that had been recommended to Bash, the Indigo Gorgon. I will put it on the map for you. It's right a little north of where, thanks you all for moving your token, a little bit north of where the token is sitting right now. 4 pals.
The Indigo Gorgon.
Story pals.
So the Indigo Gorgon is this maze-like jumble of rooms in 3 adjacent buildings from 3 different periods of time that have all been connected over the years. Like the floors are at different levels and they had to like do little stairs up. 3 stories tall, well-kept, small rooms, but spotless and much more affordable than most other rooms for rent on this side of the canal. Rooms that will sleep 2 are 5 gold pieces a night, which would be outlandish for their size in most places in Avestan, but seems to be quite reasonable if you're not looking to be in a dive or some sort of shithole out near the horse market. There's also kitchen and beverage service, which Bash had highly recommended to him. Of course, everything's closing up now. We're probably getting close to 10 p.m. by the time you arrive here. You briefly meet the owners as you check in. It's owned by a pair of friends, a Jean and a Suli. I've got pictures of them for you. The Jean is a man named Faran Ishmi, who looks mostly human except for his eyes that appear to be actual diamonds, sparkling with light from within. He keeps the desk. And Johnny are they're true genies, but they're the air quotes weakest of them. They're the most mortal, basically. They're composed of all of the elements, and therefore they're only truly comfortable on the material plane. Let me show you a picture of Faran Ishmi.
Oh, wow.
And then his friend is the other owner, the Suli, a woman named Estatira Tanusif. Her hair is a deep olive green in color, and her face and neck and shoulders are covered in a series of glowing metallic marks resembling stars and sunbursts.
I feel
of
very
gold.
at home here with these people.
I bet you do.
Oh, wow.
And that actually appears to be her skin, not a marking on her, not a painting or effect on her skin. She tends the bar. Suli are they're like half Johnny, 1 mortal parent, 1 Jean parent. There is some clientele kind of lingering about as you arrive. Seem to be friendly, a mix of folks from all 3 continents. Most everybody, though, is wrapping up for the night. It's seeming like a lot of the late night nightlife thing you saw over by the night market may really be because of all the foreigners over there, and that the actual city winds down at a very reasonable hour. So before we rest tonight, let's talk a little bit about sanity, y'all. We obviously haven't had a time to do any therapy since we left Mun's place, but we do have other means at our disposal to start pecking away at all this damage you're sitting on, and we really don't even have crunch nailed down for what Grip and Bash are going through, which might just be the way it is for a while. We'll see. Both of them have demonstrated symptoms that I think would have caught Dabs in Pandora's eyes, but only very briefly and probably easy to gloss over for a while. You know, it's been a busy day. But I did forget earlier today, Pandora got a restoration cast on her back in Casimir, which, in addition to healing the strength drain, would have healed with sanity damage. So, Katie, why don't you go ahead and roll 2d4 from that, and let's see how much of your 5 points.
I rolled 2 4s.
Oh, my gosh.
Fantastic. So you are
Free and clear.
down to 0. So this is great news for Pandora, obviously. But if you do, as a reminder, Bash and Grip are sitting on 5. Bash and Dabs are sitting on 5, and Gripper still has 11. So if anybody wanted to do any lesser restoration for today, Dabs or Bash, this would be the time to do it before you go to bed. So you can get that, because you only do it once per day.
Oh, I took a lesser restoration this morning.
Perfect.
Because I didn't sleep last night.
Oh, right.
So that would have healed up, what was it? It would
1
be
to 2.
1d2.
1d2. All right. That would have healed up 1. So I'm down to 4.
Good.
So you can't actually take another one right now. But just as a reminder, we do also have those 2 restoration scrolls sitting out there. If we're at all concerned about Gripper sitting on 11 points of sanity damage before you start a day.
Can one only receive 1 lesser restoration a day or per caster?
You can only have your sanity raised by 1 casting of it per day. You yourself can only benefit once.
Oh, so maybe I will do that. Okay.
Dabwick would also cast lesser restoration on themselves.
Great. 1d2.
It's a 4 on the 4-sided die, so that's 2 points.
Down to 3. And what do you think? Do you want to try to use a scroll on the Gripper?
I don't know that Bash was aware of Grip having dealt with like this child image. I don't know that he was. I think that he was more involved in his own difficulties at that time. If someone is suggesting that to him, then
Pandora would certainly suggest that she has seen Grip behaving very oddly during combats.
Hey, Grip. How you doing?
Oh, you know.
No, I actually don't. That's why I'm asking.
Right now, I feel like I'm doing all right.
Anything unusual been happening?
Well, it sometimes seems like... You remember that fucking lad I put the axe to the neck of? Shoal?
Yeah.
There's no way this could be true, right? He might have followed me here from Thrushmore.
Oh, no.
When did you come to that conclusion?
He was there cowering in the corner when we fought that fucking thing, the
child.
the friend.
The child.
Right, yeah, the child was there when we fought that thing.
Yeah.
Shit, no, too bad.
Now they're
This is
feeding each
bumping
other.
up against one another.
Well, now, I didn't see the boy there. Did you, Dabwick?
I did not see a boy there. When we were fighting the demon,
He must have got away when the floor fell out of that thing. You know, I did my best to protect him, but he could show up at any time, is what I'm afraid of. And I feel responsible now because he says I brought him here. I don't think I did, but you know. So yeah, how are you?
I'm good.
as he's saying this, he's rubbing this amulet that he has around his neck.
All right, well, everyone's good.
Oh yeah.
So Pandora is making a desperate head-shaking gesture at Bash behind Gripper's back.
Well, would it be okay if I tried to cast this scroll on you anyway?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, give it a try.
All right.
See how this goes with me trying to use magic device on one of our 2 scrolls.
Okay, so
Sure, this can't go wrong at all.
to use one of these, it will actually only take a single check, Johnny. We can assume that you've deciphered the writing already. We've talked about that
Yeah,
off
yeah.
air. And as a divine scroll, one would need to have a wisdom of 14 to cast it, which you actually have.
I
You
have
don't-
that.
You don't have to fake that.
I'm not faking it. It's true.
So all that's left is the check to activate the item, which in this case is DC 27 for a scroll with a caster level of 7. Is that doable? Or
It is doable.
is it not a sure thing though?
It's not a sure thing.
What's
but
your-
it is. What is my?
What's your bonus?
It's a 14.
Okay.
So it's not. It's not. But I also have action points and inspiration points and things like that. All right. Well, everyone, fingers crossed.
Here we go.
And here we go.
3 rounds of casting.
would Tears to Wine help?
No. 27.
Whoa.
Right.
It was written in the stars.
Awesome. So that's 2d4 of healing to the Gripper.
This is also the very first time I think that I've actually done this.
In the waking world.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, so
Yes.
that feeling of an activity that probably became commonplace to you in your 20-year dream,
Yeah.
having it happen for the first time in the real world, and obviously by this number, it's just you fall back into the ease of it.
Yeah. Even though those things aren't supposed to sort of roll over, it's just like muscle memory.
Yeah.
Weird.
Cast the spell a lot of times in the Dreamlands, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, 2d4 from one of the two of you. One of you roll it.
You roll it.
Oh, all right.
Come on, Robert.
Here we go. That's a 3 all day.
All right, down to 8.
Let me roll it. Next time we know that I will roll it.
Do you have another lesser restoration?
I do not. Wait, you know,
You can use your...
You do have
I
a
could
pearl
use
of
my
power.
pearl.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Bash. I feel a little better, and next time he shows up, I'll ask you to help me.
Yeah.
deal with him. You're,
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
you're good with the Wayans.
Yeah. I got you, brother.
Do you want to use your pearl there, Polly?
So I'll use my pearl
Great.
and try to take you down a couple more points.
Come on.
One more.
All right, down to 7.
Oh, that was for me?
Yeah.
Yep, that was
Oh,
for
I
you.
thought because it's lesser.
Yeah.
I can't, oh,
2 different spells. Each spell can be done once per day.
gotcha. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you're all too fucking kind.
And do you let's maybe talk high level about your thoughts on your general plan for tomorrow. I only bring this up now because Dabwick has cast this Hunter's Blessing, which you will only have the tail end of for the first hour or so after dawn. So if you wanted to make use of that in the morning, you might be looking at starting your day bright and early because they're not getting any new spell prep until the end of the day tomorrow. So if you want to make use of it, you might be thinking about what you want to do early in the morning. If it's fine to let it go, then maybe you'll take the day as it comes. What do y'all think?
Well, we definitely want to go and get checked in, right?
Yep, you've got you know where to go to register, and it sounds like that's a fairly easy proceeding.
And the other thing that feels like we should be doing is getting more information, because until we have more information, we can't actually decide. We know that something happened with the Mysterium, but we don't exactly know what. We don't know if they actually got away with it, or if they got caught, or we don't know what happened.
And it's 10 minutes from this hotel.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
The reason why you chose it. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could also just
Boogie over and
see
Ask
or
around.
ask there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems like the most reasonable course of action.
while we're checking in, is this the sort of thing that we might be able to sort of ply the people working here, the owners, and go, any excitement in the neighborhood, and say we heard that there was a break-in at some library and they ran off with 100 books or something? Something that is completely false, but so that they can try to correct us.
I have not heard this rumor. Do you know the name of this library? We are in a district of many libraries, my friend.
The Mysterioso, the mystery.
The Mysterium.
That's it, the Mysterium.
Oh, I doubt very much one would steal anything from there, my friend. Trust me, if you are looking for rare and interesting books, talk to me in the morning. I can give you a list of 15 to 20 libraries. They'll be far more useful and interesting to you. What sort of topics do you like to study?
I'm a bit of a healer.
Oh, you have come to the right place, my friend. I know 3 professors in the Venican College of Medicaments and Chirurgery, and would be happy to put you onto them for some additional training, if you wish.
I mean, I'm definitely interested.
All right, come see me in the morning.
All right.
Did he seem in any way, shape, or form like he was lying about the Mysterium?
Give me a sense motive check.
Sounds like it's like the weekly world news of places here. That it's kind of a joke.
17.
He didn't seem to know much about it.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's been a week, but Pandora, with a diplomacy check gathering information over 35, was able to dig up some pretty specific information about the Mysterium. And it seems like it probably took her level of digging into
Got
the
it.
right people. It does seem like this is a huge city, and this is a place that's like, oh, sure, yeah, that little quirky place. People generally don't seem to think too much about it.
Got it.
Which is exactly the kind of place you'd want to hide the most powerful
Exactly.
artifact. in the
Exactly.
world.
It's probably the people that you ran into in the market, Katie. Like Pandora probably ran into people who actually go there occasionally, spend
Yeah.
some time there, and it matters to them. So they were up on the goss, right? But they, everybody else is like, yeah, whatever. Okay, great. So sounds like we'll try to make use of that last lingering hour of Hunter's Blessing in the morning.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sure.
Cool. All right. So
Who's bunking with who?
yeah, who is bunking with you?
Well, I think Bash and I'll shack up.
What could go wrong?
Two
Two wild and crazy guys.
literally insane people.
We'll be right across the hall with the door open across.
You go out and put basically a long hair across the thing to make sure that if it opens up, you're
make
like,
sure
they
they
already
don't leave."
left.
So overnight, you all dream. And it's an incredibly jarring experience without any feeling of falling asleep and without any of that adjustment and kind of softening of the edges that the subconscious mind does to drift you into most dreaming experiences. What it feels like is you close your eyes and boom! Sound of a bell! And you're suddenly midstream in the story of the great race of Yith. There's no lead-in, nothing. And if Bash hadn't been told what the others experienced, he'd have zero context for what he's looking at, but he does. As time races forward, or at least what you would consider to be air quotes forward, given your limited perception and understanding, a storm, which is the collective noun, a storm of the ancient enemy, the flying polyps, arrives on Golarion, wrapped in their shells of air stolen from the last world they conquered.
As we had seen, they do.
And you can start to make these creatures out. Nauseating towers of flesh, eyes, mouth, and tendrils over 30 feet tall, writhing in the air, each surrounded by a strange howling vortex of sucking wind. And I have for you 4 different artists' renditions of these abominations, because one picture alone is not enough.
Oh my.
I don't like it.
Oh man.
So the polyps lay claim to 2 sites on the shore of a great lake in the northern hemisphere, and 1 site at an immense outcropping of basalt in a vast desert in the southern hemisphere. They build their standing stones. 3 in the desert, 3 at a hilly location on the lake shore, and they begin to build the next 3 on a little island at the mouth of a river. But the polyps in the north are wiped out in a terrible Pyrrhic battle by an army of serpent folk. Snakes with legs, Katie. Snakes with legs. Undeterred and uncaring, the polyps in the south scour the basalt Pluton with blasts of air and grit, carving out a colossal metropolis in a cruel mockery of civilized life. And it's then that they find the great race in their now cone-shaped bodies.
As we had seen, they do.
And you can just start to make out these bodies now in some more detail. Lumps of fungus in a perfectly conical shape, erupting with tentacles, pincers, eyes, and tubes. I've got 4 different artists' renditions of the great race of Yith for you. How about that?
Oh my gosh.
Now I can get behind this.
Right?
Like, you can, you're not chaos.
How tall is this?
It's not, maybe it is chaos, but like, there's
a face.
I don't know what I was picturing anytime you talked about Yith, but it was none of these.
How
There
tall?
is-
How tall are the Yithians?
So a little bit taller than a humanoid. So there
Okay.
is something kind of unsettling, for as alien as they look, there is
Like
something
the laugh.
unsettlingly humanoid about them.
Yeah.
They don't have legs, but they do feel like they have a head. And these pincers make it feel like they have hands. So the flying polyps have found the great race, and they launch their genocide. They enslave the surviving Yithians and use them as playthings to satisfy their sadistic urges, and the next dark age begins.
As we had known, it does.
The war against the flying polyps continues. The bell tolls again, and Bash, Pandora, and Grip's minds are forcibly ejected into whatever dreamscape finds them next, but Dabwick remains, watching ancient Golarion evaporate around them and seeing in the distance, the far, far distance, a flash of white. What do you do?
I follow the flash of light.
How? It's so high in the air.
I lift myself up. I try to fly. Do I turn into a bird?
Do you?
I turn into a bird.
What kind of bird?
A magpie.
The magpie takes wing, soaring at supersonic speeds over this vast 2,000-mile wide desert towards this white winged creature in the distance. And you wake. And we've hit the 28th of Frost, y'all. And in the morning, a little before dawn, you are all awakened by this sound. It starts as a single female voice piercing the air in song. It's a beautiful melody, unlike anything you've ever heard before, and soon she is joined by other women, more and more. Then this huge city with its innumerable temples to Syrinscape rises before the dawn, and all of the priestesses, for most of the faith leaders here are women. They climb to the top of their minarets for the daily call to prayer, and what is probably hundreds of women across this valley, they raise their voices in prayerful song, calling out to the faithful in their neighborhoods, and these songs, these prayers, they join and overlap and amplify. Looking out the windows of your room, you can see the closest temple, and sure enough, there's a Vajrani woman, all in white, wearing the traditional web-like weaves of gold in her hair. I've got a picture of a priestess here for you.
That's a nice palate cleanser after the last two pieces of artwork.
Her arms are spread wide, and she's singing with joy and praise to the coming of the light, singing of hope, singing of redemption, singing of grace, and all around you, you see the faithful leaving their houses and apartments and dorms and heading down their street to their local temple. And soon each site breaks out in song and dance as the sun rises. And it's all in a language that Grip and Dabs don't speak, so to them it's pure sound. But even to Pandora and Bash, you understand the words that you hear, but the melodies and the lyrics of these prayers are all unfamiliar to you. And all these followers of the Dawn Flower, Grandmother Grace, they sing and dance together to welcome the new day. And this morning rite comes to a close about 15, 20 minutes later, and everyone pours out of their temples and heads out into their lives. And this is apparently the practice every single morning. And I'm so curious.
Are there children with them as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's whole families that are
whole
doing
families,
this.
yes. And I'm curious about how this hits each of you. So Dabwick grew up in a big city and lived very close to where most of the temples were congregated. But religious practice in Avestan is much more of like a once per week, you do your thing, I do mine kind of affair. Did Dabs ever attend any services of any of the gods there?
I don't think so. I think this is very unique and sort of foreign to them. And what's making me giggle a little bit is it's like the Disney musical that Dabwick wishes Casimir would come to life as.
Oh my God.
With everyone breaking into song.
Just happened here.
Just sort of happens here. You wake up with singing every morning. It's
and everyone goes somewhere together.
Right.
And danses
it's so
and sings
synchronized.
Together. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
It's really clicking the sweet spot for Dabwick.
And for the others, I mean, your former lives were soaked in religion for decades, but secret religion, like cults, right? And services for you consisted of slaughter, torture, sacrifice, and drug abuse conducted in hiding. And outside of the cult you were part of in Thrushmore, like Grip only knew demon worship. Pandora wouldn't really remember anything from her early years in the way of religion or prayer. It wouldn't have been loud. Bash probably saw examples, I'm guessing, of like prayers to Desna, Kate, and Kylian maybe, right, on the road, but it's been a long time. How does that hit each of the three of you?
I think there's a familiarity for Pandora that she doesn't understand, but is open to.
Some piece of it feels like you've experienced it before, you mean?
Yes. Mm-hmm. As if there is some long-forgotten connection to Syrinscape or to worship or to ritual or to... But on another level, I think Pandora is really happy to be here in a city with such a thriving culture, and it's so alive.
Yeah.
That she's beginning to understand that her life really did start when she woke up at Briarstone and can be anything that she wants it to be. That what happened to her in the 89 years before that is really just one piece of a bigger puzzle and no more or less significant than any other. And is, even if she doesn't understand many of the others. So
I'm picturing her sitting in that stairwell at the bottom of Iris Hill after you put down Melisande and looking up at the light, trying to see a sense of hope in the future. And maybe this is what she sees.
That, for all we know of the horror that is going on and the hopelessness and all that stuff, the world is continuing to celebrate and be and thrive and grow and change and shift. And that is something.
And there's genuine hope in that.
There's genuine hope in that, and there's genuine gratitude for that. But on that other level, this is just, there's something that feels familiar.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Grip is I think he's overwhelmed by the city, just the sheer size of it and the foreignness of it. And I think, like, religion has, like you said, it's been demon worship, or it's been cult activity, or it's been, Dab's communing with nature. But his relationship to the gods has never been a part of his day-to-day. And seeing this so joyful, I think, is something even his little glimpses at people practicing a religion, I don't think he's ever experienced anything as joyful as what he just saw.
Right.
And I think, I don't know, I don't think he knows quite what to make of it. He knows that as glorious as everything is, it's still a city. And the cities have all got fucking sewers, and and everybody shits. So he's skeptical as well. But I think that the joyousness, that moment of joy, I think he's a little wrapped in, and I think he's very conscious of his arms.
Yeah. Yep.
Bash is of two minds about this. One, he experiences this sort of joy and beauty of all of these people across the city coming together in this sort of joyous affirmation of the Dawnflower, and how it's obviously reflected back on and within them. And as he's viewing that, he has this twinge of, why didn't the child pick me? Why didn't they turned away from me?
I learned its language.
I loved them.
Yeah.
And they shunned me.
Yeah.
And why, they have this joy. And as he's thinking this, he's also looking at all of these people and thinking, if someone said the word Jamandor, it would spread through the city like a wildfire. Because they are so close.
And in each other's lives.
Yes. That it would just be like, kindling thrown in a fire, would just go up. And he's looking at all these people and thinking about them then being connected by Jamandor, and it's horrifying.
Yeah, this is not a sort of isolationist sort of
vibe
like
this is where
Thrushmore.
People are all packed together, and one whisper in the wrong ear as it spreads and spreads and spreads.
Yeah. Any spells before heading out for the morning? Going to register first?
I still have a few spell slots left, but I'm saving them till I know more about what we're dealing with in the Mysterium.
What's going on with Pandora's meditation this morning? Anything she shares with the others, or?
Yeah, so Pandora meditates this morning, kind of hoping, kind of expecting to drift into this world she's been sort of touching on the past few days, of this boy away at school, away from home.
Yeah.
Very intelligent, very driven. She wants to learn more about them. But is very surprised when her deep breathing and her focus leads her not to that academic laboratory setting again, but to a cave mouth in an area she can't recognize.
Yeah.
She is coming out of the cave mouth to see the dawn.
And is she Pandora? Is she that boy? Or is she someone else?
She's not that boy. She's always Pandora. But she's someone else. However, the perspective hasn't changed, as if she's not any taller than when she was that boy. And but she feels like her center of gravity is lower.
Yeah.
She's weighted down by furs, and everything she's wearing is handmade from leather or hide. Or she raises her face to the sky and feels that warmth on her, and like a wealth of options, like leaves on trees and a canopy overhead are sort of available to her, and she plucks one, says goodbye, and comes to, knowing how to do something today that she didn't know how to do before.
And she says goodbye out loud. And what does Dabwick hear?
Dabwick is the only one who understands it. It's sort of the best way to describe it, perhaps, is a musical language of sticks rubbing together, or rocks rubbing together, or a foot pushing through dirt. But it's very melodic and lyrical, like birdsong, and it's complicated. And you've never heard her speak that before.
And it bears no resemblance to the sound that Uth Ashgrove sounded like when he spoke this language. But the meaning is the same. She just spoke in the secret language of the Druids.
What?
Which you, Dabwick, are still kind of struggling to hang on to your knowledge of, right?
Right.
You're still working through it?
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
What did you just say?
I said goodbye.
I knew that. That was lovely. Where did you learn to speak that?
You see a look in her eyes of like, are you okay? I don't think she has any awareness that she didn't just say that in the common tongue.
You were speaking Druidic.
Oh. Well, that makes a sort of sense, doesn't it?
Eyes go wide.
Brows go up.
Makes a sort of sense in what way?
Well, you know, I do my morning meditations now, and it's a sort of time to let go and open myself up to past influences.
And you've had Druidic influence?
I believe so. Well, though I might not have known that until you just said that. So thank you for helping me understand.
You are very wise.
More intelligent and charming, but
Pretty fucking charming. I don't know about wise.
it's only slightly wiser than the average person.
Fascinating.
Shall we go? We should register.
You could also,
Agreed.
before heading out, if the plan was to use that other restoration scroll on the gripper, don't have to, but if the plan was to do that, you could do that. It's a new day. You could do that now before you leave. Says the person looking at the 7 sided. Look at me, trying to be helpful.
Who are you, and what have you
I
done
know.
with?
I'm
I
nervous.
think
to my
anything
grip
could
game
happen
best.
here, and we should proceed with caution.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Grip.
What?
Pandora wants me to do the scroll on you.
Again?
Yeah.
Certainly can't hurt.
I suppose. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's fine.
Did you see Sean last night?
Yeah, did you? Are you dreaming of him? Oh, making a random roll here. I love it. Or is he making a will save? Okay.
He always makes a will save. He decides his own DC.
I love it.
I mean, that's pretty good. That's an 18 on the die. I do not think I dreamt of him last night.
Okay, great.
All right.
Feeling better then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel a
It's
little
working.
better. I'm
treatment
still
is
keeping an eye out at the what now? Anyway, no, still keeping an eye out for the lad. But no, I slept pretty well. Well, no, that's not entirely true, is it? Anyway, I did not see the lad last night.
All right, well, yeah, I think it would probably be a good idea to try anyways.
All right, I trust your
All right.
fucking judgment.
Yeah.
All right, give me that check.
Got a 22.
All right,
Gonna
you're
spend a point of inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 6 on the die.
Nice. All
That's
right.
a 28.
Successfully casting it, healing 2d4 points of sanity damage. You want to roll this time, Johnny?
Yes.
Yes, please. After that
Hold on,
pathetic showing.
Let me take this off my sheet now.
Take it off your sheet.
Consumables.
I'm sure there's other places.
Scrolls
to
of
buy them
Restoration.
here.
Gone.
0.
We should make that a priority if we shop.
3 and 2 for a 5.
Nice. Scribber's down to 2.
You know, the more I think about it, it's not very likely he followed us here, is it?
I mean, it does seem a little impractical, but, you know.
I don't know. I still feel bad that I brought him here, but maybe I didn't. I don't know. Anyway.
All right, so heading out just after dawn. To register yourselves, it's a very simple affair. We don't need to make a big deal out of it since this is a very cosmopolitan
want
city.
to make a big
I know.
deal?
Well, but so here's why. This registering thing is not like if we were in a very authoritarian kind of regime, it would be more about tracking you, trying to restrict your movements and all that. Like this is honestly more of a business arrangement couched as hospitality.
Mm-hmm.
You tell them how glad you are to visit the wonders of their imperial land. They welcome you with open arms. Oh, here's a small token of my gratitude for the emperor's generosity in allowing free passage to all pilgrims through his vast holdings. Oh, thank you. And in return, we promise to deal with you as an honored guest and not a barbarian criminal should you face any challenges during your stay within our borders. It's a lot of pomp, which Pandora, I guess, would be probably very, very good at and would know how to handle.
Do we have to actually give them a bribe?
It's actually not a bribe. There's a fee.
A gift?
It is, yes. The gift is 25 gold pieces per person, which ain't cheap for everybody, but, you all got money.
We got that.
And question.
Those buildings won't cover themselves in pure gold on their own.
In terms of once we pay this, do we actually have some sort of legal help in case things go wrong?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you do.
Public defender.
So I'm just going to take...
basically. Or it's just kind of like you actually get to go through due process. It's kind of like that. You would get help and assistance.
Hung or thrown out of the city.
And if your governments have any sort of embassy here, if you wanted to claim any particular government, they would put you in touch with them. Exactly, that kind of stuff.
I've reduced party cash by 100 gold pieces.
That would be a good job for Pandora when all this is over.
No, it's your backup character who's the genie lawyer.
Oh, right.
She does this as a side hustle.
I think Pandora's aiming to be an ambassador to somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or to some elemental court.
Yeah.
And then the Mysterium's real close, y'all. I can put it on the map. Check this out. Boom. There it is.
Holy mackerel.
It's only basically 6 or 7 minutes away from the Garden of Gifts as you walk away. And when you see it, it's immediately recognizable based on the little you know about it. Though you do see how it probably just disappears into its surroundings for most people who live here. Like if you're not seeking it out, it's smaller than the buildings around it. It's older. It is worn, it is faded, and it's offset from the street by it's like 50 feet or so from the buildings around it. So you really don't see it until you're right in front of it, and then you'd only see it if you happen to be looking like left if you're walking down the street this particular way. It's a blocky sandstone building, a perfect square around 100 feet by 100 feet, with vertical walls for about 15 feet or so, and then atop that kind of chunky base, there's this squat pyramid atop it, rising about another 30 feet or so. There are dirty, time-worn marble statues of angelic guardians standing at each of the corners of the building, armed with spears and shields. And then the rest of the building, all of it, base, pyramid, all of it, covered with smiling angels carved in bas-relief into the sandstone. Thousands of smiling angels. And the only entrance to what seems to be an otherwise completely sealed structure is a single 10-foot wide, perfectly circular iron doorway in the center of the street-facing wall. This 10-foot circle gives off an impression less like a hobbit hole door than, say, a giant bank vault.
Yeah, I was going, it looks like it makes me think of like a dungeon.
Yeah. It's fashioned into the shape of a dozen iron angels, severe and frowning, wrapped around each other as the flock of them wraps around this opening, and all of them are staring inward. And in the 2 half-moon iron doors that sit inside this frame, there's one small, tiny little keyhole breaking their surface. But it actually seems like the purpose of the doors is not to keep people out, but to keep people in, because there is an intricate series of iron bars, levers, wheels, and chains installed over the doors on the street side that are clearly operable from out here and would not be accessible at all from the inside. There are 4 people standing guard in front of the building. And from a distance, we'll assume you're just sort of casing from a distance as you first pass by here. They give off the vibe of monks. White robes, black sashes, quarterstaffs, and they are standing perfectly still and unmoving before the doors, their faces hid by full white hoods. It looks to be 3 men, 1 woman. I think I have a picture of these folks. I do. This is what they look like.
For a place that is trying to be sort of hidden, it seems oddly wearing its heart on its sleeve here.
It's really tucked back inside of buildings that are much larger than it. It does not stand out.
Certainly there must be many buildings around here with guards in front of them. Like, just having 4 guards doesn't seem like it would be.
Interesting. No.
No.
You're still in this neighborhood that is primarily academic apartments and dorms. So once you catch sight of it, like that, the guard aspect, though, as
odd.
It doesn't seem to be catching the eye of any of the locals walking past it as odd. Like maybe they are so used to seeing people standing outside guarding it that it doesn't grab their attention.
Pandora would like to buff a little.
Yes.
A mage armor for herself and for Dabwick.
Jim.
Thank you.
And a telepathic bond
for the party
between all of us.
And Bash will also drink a few extracts. Bloodhound and Tears to Wine.
So for the Mysterium, are there like alleys adjacent to it or breezeways between buildings?
Yes. Yeah, there's space between it and the adjacent buildings.
Would it feel weird to walk down there? Or would...
Yes, but it does look, as you look through some of these crossways, alleys, it does look like there's another street behind it.
So we could act like we were heading there?
Absolutely. I mean, if the question is like, can you get somewhere else, maybe out of sight?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. You can get close to the building, not by the front door, for sure.
Pandora's going to sort of drift to one of those alleys.
Yeah.
And she casts a spell.
And Batch is going to drink one more extract once we are close up on it, kind of thing. An extract of Identify, so that I can actually look at the building and see if it has any obvious magical defenses or anything like these statues or the door or the angels.
If you relay that through the telepathic bond, then I
Yeah.
will wait to cast this one.
Yes, the entire structure is wreathed in a riotous aura of magic.
Can I roll anything?
Are you able to identify artifacts with that spell?
Oh,
Shit.
let's see.
Never mind.
This spell does not allow you to identify artifacts.
But as you open up your senses to these auras, and there's kind of wave after wave of what the fuck am I even taking in here? Grip, Bash, and Pandora, not Dabwick, you hear the bell in your minds again, your conscious minds, and the whispered voice of the prisoner slides into your thoughts.
The touch of ruin, of madness, is upon this place more than the blot. Many gather in the tapestry of this chaos. That which should not be has been birthed within. This place is poison, but you already know this. Hurry, you must staunch the wound.
Did you all fucking hear that?
Yes.
Yeah, what?
A voice.
We heard a voice, the prisoner. They were talking to us, saying that there's more than the blot in there. And it's already taken hold.
We have to go in.
And that we're to staunch it.
So I think as this spell is, because it's still going, right, Johnny?
Yeah,
I think
it lasts three rounds per level, so.
What you're processing is a whole bunch of artifact level wards and enchantments placed over this place that seem to be just more complicated than you can currently process. The place seems quite protected, as if the building itself were an artifact.
Which is what you would do if you were going to hide artifact level things. The guards, do they have magic on them?
You can approach within 60 feet.
Absolutely.
As you begin to do so, two would adopt an on-guard position with their quarterstaffs, and two would step forward. Getting a little closer, you can see they're all wearing holy symbols of Nexus, so an iron mask, half black, half white. They've all colored, like painted their faces pale purple color, and it's clearly a cosmetic or of some sort. It's not like their skin tone, because it doesn't match their hands or their neck or whatever. They're all outfitted with spell component pouches on their belts, and you can see little glints of polished chain shirts beneath their robes. And as you're stepping forward, yeah, you can see, Johnny, Bash can see that. And what's your spellcraft check with this going?
21.
So yes, their chain shirts are +1 chain shirts. Their quarterstaves are +1 quarterstaves. They have cloaks of resistance +1, and they have each of them has a bunch of different potions and elixirs in their belt pouches. So the two that step forward are a man and a woman, and the man would hold out a hand. Please approach no closer.
And I just do like a thumbs up and, just keep on wandering by.
Sorry.
Okay, they go back to their position.
And, just walking by kind of thing, not not trying to mess with anybody or anything. Yep. I'm relaying this information that these guards are decked out.
And you are aware that the Mysterium is under the care of a group of Nethisians known as the Stewards of the Vault. So you would probably guess that these are members of that order.
Here's my next question. With Bloodhound, do they smell like they have the rot on them?
No evidence of that at all.
Okay.
No.
There's no lingering scent of that in this area. There's nothing like that.
No.
Okay.
I think we need more information.
Yeah, the question is, how do we get it?
Well,
Why not just start with the guards?
And give me a perception check, you all, too.
28.
28.
24.
It's a 1 on the die for a 14.
There is a 4-story building with a very small footprint across the street and like quarter of the way up the block, tucked in between some of these larger university-style dorm complexes, that, while made of sandstone, is painted solid white and has a bright purple door.
Home of the stewards.
Perhaps so. It definitely catches your eye given the dress of those monkey types at the door.
could we go check out that other building while you still have this effect going?
30 rounds.
There does not seem to be any enchantments on that building. Maybe perhaps a light prestidigitation effect to keep the outside immaculately clean, but nothing beyond like a
And are
cantrip.
there alleys around that building?
Sure, yeah.
I'd like to try something.
All right.
So we'll go down, she'll go down an alley alongside of the building.
Yeah.
And the thought that she summons is of a pool or a puddle or a small, we might use it for scrying, and a stone dropping into it, distorting the surface, and then the real meat of this vision, this thought, is the water resolving it back into a reflection, into something clear.
Nice.
And she's filled with quiet determination.
And what does she cast?
She casts see-through stone.
Ooh.
Gain the ability to see through solid rock as if it was transparent glass.
That's pretty cool.
She may see through 1 foot of stone per caster level.
That's awesome.
It's pretty fucking cool.
But yeah, I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
But she wants to move along the building to see what goes on in there.
And how long does it last?
Concentration up to 11 rounds.
Okay, so a little over a minute.
Yeah.
All right, so it's a small building. It's just doing a kind of a circuit
much as I
around
can without looking
the rear
suspicious.
quarter of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely an area you could walk around without anybody
Yeah.
being like, what the fuck was up with her?
Cool.
So, yeah, I think the rearmost room on the first floor of this building, you would see a very immaculately kept kitchen. Looks like it is designed not to serve a family, but to serve...
A barracks.
Yeah, something like that. So, not designed to serve 100 people, but maybe designed to serve, 20, 25 people, right? There is a large wooden table that would seat probably around 10 with benches on it. You'd see one man working over in the corner. Let's say he's making bread. He's working on some bread for maybe the lunch service, whatever is going to be coming up. And then there is an elderly Kelishite woman in like her 60s sitting at the table on one of the benches. She has a cane next to her. And she's dressed in robes, but they're not the same robes as the monk robes. They are intricately designed with black and white so that when you first see them, they appear to be solid gray. But then it turns out that it is like this neatly enmeshed series of black and white symbology covering her white robes. Her head is wrapped in a black and white scarf, and she is openly wearing a holy symbol of Nethys as well. It's got simple golden earrings and a golden necklace. Her eyes are lined with black coal, and she's got striking jade eyeshadow on the top. And she has a mug of tea in front of her that she's sort of swirling around in her hand and staring into. And the vibe in the room is kind of on edge. Like neither of these two people are talking to one another. Not like they're upset with each other, but
Something's going on.
there's a vibe of
Like some crazy guy showed up and demanded entrance into the Mysterium with his tall blonde friend.
Or simply broke in.
Yeah.
Yeah, who could say? Who could say? And then I think the rest of the, like, let's say you'd be able to see a couple more rooms on the ground floor. You would see a library room that is pretty sparse, and then another room that looks kind of like an office, but not someone's personal office.
Shared office.
Maybe a place to meet people, not a place to do work, if that makes sense. And it all reads very monastery. Simple, neat, clean, very, very tidy.
Spare.
Yes.
I relay all that silently. But the key of it being
Something's going on. I wonder if it is normally guarded that way.
If there hadn't been a robbery and if things were operating as normal, who goes to the Mysterium?
like, are there hours posted?
Yes, for sure.
Yes.
Like, it is a public reading library. It is open to the public. Anybody can go. Anybody is welcome to study there. There's a whole level of interesting old books and knickknacks from bygone eras. Nothing too earth-shattering, of course, but yeah, anyone is welcome to browse through if they wish.
Well, I mean, can we just go knock on the door of this the barracks building and say, hey, we've traveled so far, we've heard about it, and now we hear we can't go in. What's going on?
Yeah.
You look like someone who would be
Try.
going to a place called the Mysterium.
So we were just told to come no closer, and
so we didn't want to step on any toes, so we're
Yeah.
checking here and
That's,
see what they tell us.
that's great.
Up to the front, knock on the door. You do have to wait for a while But you do hear some shuffling about on the inside, so you can
Like
tell.
with a cane?
Like with a cane.
Maybe they were the only two people there.
And then that very woman opens the front door.
This is the jade eyeshadow woman?
Yeah. Yes, may I help you?
Hello.
And she's speaking in Kellish.
So I'll respond in kind, translating through the telepathic
With your
bond if
23 intelligence.
necessary.
Yeah.
Hello. We've come a very long way, and we're hoping to partake of the reading library at the Mysterium, but we just went there and were told we should come no closer. Is something going on?
Oh, I'm afraid that... Unfortunately, the university level is closed to the public today. I do recommend that I would recommend returning after the new moon.
Which you would know would...
Like 3 months from now? Like when? No, it can't be
No,
that
it's like
much,
about
but-
a week or so. When the 3rd of Gozern is when...
Oh, afraid we'll be moving on long before then. How disappointing.
Well, there are so many wonderful libraries and reading rooms here in the city, I'm sure.
But this one is surely one of the older ones.
It is quite old. We are quite proud of it. Our order has overseen it for a very long time. Yes.
You are the stewards of the vault, I believe.
Where have you heard that name?
We arrived last night and were asking around in the old souk and came up a time or two.
No, it did not. What is your name?
It's Pandora.
I am Sister Thier. No one in this city knows the name of our order, Pandora. How do you?
I don't always know why I know the things I know.
A fascinating answer.
Yeah, she's not actually lying about that. It's kind of weird.
Your name?
Sebastianus.
Sebastianius, I am Sister Thier. May the gaze of the all-seeing eye fall upon you in wisdom, today as in all days.
Pandora casts Detect Psychic Significance to see if she is carrying anything that is of value to her.
Yes, there's a wedding ring on her hand that flashes with some significance, but you feel the blazing heat of 1,000 suns on your back, and slightly turning your head, you see that the entire Mysterium is radiating psychic significance to you from across the street.
And in her mind, to her companion, she says, "Oh my."
May we talk more? I don't think there's any need for dissembling. Do you?
What is the nature of your inquiry, Pandora?
There is something happening there. I think it might be unwelcome to you.
Tell me what you know. Give me a name.
Myacnean Mun.
Off the street. Off the street.
And she opens the door and hustles you in. And there doesn't seem to be anybody else on this floor. Like the reason why Sister Thier had to hobble to the front to open the door herself.
Because there's not anybody
There's
else
nobody
here.
else
here.
inside but the guy cooking bread in the
bread,
back.
yeah.
She hustles you into this neat office to the side there.
Please, sit down. I will have tea brought in.
I mean, I have to make an obligatory sense motive.
Sure. She kills you.
I rolled a
You
2.
die from the
for
tea.
a 17.
22.
You're not getting any weird vibes.
Then I'll allow myself at least to be hustled into the
Yeah.
room.
Yeah. And your names. She looks at Dabwick and Grip, and you have you don't understand what she's saying as she says it.
Pandora
asking what your
translates
name-
it.
yeah.
Telepathically.
Grip Tusk Sullen Skywin.
Dabwick Freewin Hot Song.
It is not my customary practice. I find the language imprecise and frankly dull, but I can speak Taldane if that is better for these two.
Between Sebastianus and I, we can translate quickly. Please be comfortable.
Thank you. It is a relief to speak in my language. Little bit of... It seems that the act of having you sit down and take some tea is important to her. You get the sign of that really, really quickly. So there's a few minutes of that going on, the pouring of the tea and the making sure
Is
that...
it calming her?
It just seems like this would never happen without her doing this. Like, it's inconceivable to her that she would have guests in this particular room, no matter the circumstances, and not offer them tea. So it's a little bit of that. And then she takes a seat behind this desk. And again, it doesn't seem to be her desk. It seems to be sort of a shared kind of public desk. You know this man.
Yes.
Why did he come here?
He seeks something within the Mysterium. Do you really not know what it is?
Elder Lethine had a suspicion. Is it the Necronomicon?
Yes.
Bingo.
Well, the wards have been triggered, and he and his friend are in there now. They apparently attempted to steal something, which triggered the wards, and now they are trapped inside. As is Elder Lethine. Most of our order, we are sworn not to open those doors until the Elder lifts the wards, which he will not do until he is certain that the thief has been captured and killed. On the new moon, this building will be inaccessible permanently. If he does not emerge, Magni and Mun will never set foot outside.
Are they the only ones who went in?
5 days ago, Elder Lethine took 12 brothers and sisters of our order and a group of strangers with them.
Was one of them a woman with a striking blood-red hat?
Yes, I believe so. An elven man.
And a very annoying man.
Yes, and a Yusoki. And I believe the halfling did not go in.
Yusoki.
I believe you call them rat folk. I wish you would not, but I believe that's what you do.
The halfling would not go in?
That's what Sister Bahimin said. The Yusoki came with a halfling, and the halfling walked away. I do not know what the words were that were spoken between these people and Elder Lethine, but he took them in with him 5 days ago.
Halfling.
You don't know whether Elder Lethine still lives, then? These people, Mun and his friend, they are desperate. They have power and they are clever.
I fear he is dead, yes.
Would that not make you the Elder now?
No. Now my one job is to let no one out until the vault is sealed permanently.
You said let nobody out, but can you let anybody in?
You do not know what you ask.
I actually do.
You would be trapped as well.
I'm already trapped.
You have history with this man.
Yes.
What would you do if you found him?
Stop him.
I simply must cast a spell. If you wish to go inside, you will all submit to it. I'm going to cast Zone of Truth.
Very well.
And she does.
Willingly submit to it.
All around?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, you are unable now to speak any deliberate or intentional lie. You are not his ally.
No.
You seek to stop him.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You understand. We will not let you out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You,
Yeah.
Sebastianus, why will you go in?
Because I'm dead already. And at least this way I'll do something good on the way out.
That book must never leave the soul. Is that understood?
Yes.
No. What do you mean by leave the soul?
At the heart of the Mysterium, there is an interdimensional vault. We call it the soul. This is where the book is held. It cannot leave that space.
If it has left that space, then the goal is to put it back.
You would do this.
Yeah.
And what of you?
She looks at Dabwick and gives you a nod like translate.
What we do?
Yes, we're here to stop the evil spread of Macnian Mun and his designs, and his friends' designs, and that includes the book, and keeping it where it belongs.
And you, why would you throw your life away?
Looking at Grip.
I threw my own life away a long time ago. I've made some choices that have hurt people and that I'm not proud of. And I need atonement.
Oh, son. She switches to Taldane and she comes and she takes your hand.
I am sorry for what you have seen and done. If your wish is truly for atonement, it is achievable. My blessings on you.
She touches your forehead with her hand.
Pandora, will you submit to a mark of justice?
What is that?
Give me a
Sorry, what?
spellcraft check.
It's like a conditional
32.
It's a 5th level cleric spell that she would cast upon a willing subject. There would be a designation of some sorts of undesirable behavior that would activate the mark, in which case you would, with no saving throw, be subject to a curse.
Yes, I will.
Does she get to know what the circumstances are, or is that just a, well, fingers crossed?
She's not offering that information as she gets some candles out.
I would like to know the terms. I think that's only fair.
I think it's only fair that before I allow you into my sacred charge, that I see the measure of your commitment and your soul.
Very well.
The spell takes 10 minutes to cast, 10 minutes of prayer.
Pandora settles into a meditative pose.
After which she walks over to Pandora and places her hand on your forehead, and you feel this shiver of divine energy pass through you, and it's now, your whole body's now alive with it.
You may answer, I do so vow, if you do, Pandora. Do you vow to remove nothing from the soul, nor allow any other to do so?
I do so vow.
Do you vow to obey Elder Lethine's instructions if he lives, and to recover his body for raising if he has been slain?
I do so vow.
Do you vow to do no harm to any steward of the vault?
I do so vow.
And you see her make a resolution in her mind, kind of in this moment.
Do you vow to deactivate the wards only when you are certain no thief remains alive within the Mysterium?
Does Stanhope fucking Nixon count?
It would.
I'm not going to kill Stanhope.
It would feel clear to you that thief means someone stealing from the Mysterium.
Okay.
If Stanhope is stealing from the Mysterium,
We'll
you'll
kill
have to kill him.
That's a great excuse.
Or you just can't activate the wards. Deactivate the wards.
I do so vow.
I have shared all of the terms with
Yep.
the entire party.
You feel the magic take hold, and you are now subject to a curse if you break any of those oaths.
And this is from Nethys.
It's from Nethys, yes.
There is some part of her that itches at that.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't understand it, so. Oh well.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
If someone from the Order of the Vault, if they broke their own oath and they were now working with Mun,
They would no longer be stewards of the vault.
got it.
She seems not at all bothered by that kind of language smithing. She gets what you're asking, and she's like, yeah, no, if they have broken their vows, fucking kill them.
If anyone has any other questions about the terms, now's the time.
Nope. Seems pretty clear to me.
What can I tell you?
How do we deactivate the wards?
All right. let me get maps for you.
Oh.
And she literally goes over. I know she'd have to go in the room. They'd be upstairs. So drink your tea. And she comes back with maps and information for you. And I want to ask you all's indulgence here. I'm going to put a little bit of a veil over some of the information that she gives you so that you, the players, and our listeners don't have all of it right now, but your characters do. And I'll turn it over to you.
We'll have
pretty
it
shortly.
as we need
As
it.
you need it, exactly.
Great.
Fair enough.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
So, the library on the ground floor, which takes up most of the building as you can see it from the street, we call this the university level. Anyone can visit this and study as they wish, but when someone wishes to make arrangements to visit the other floors, we close the university level for the day because the way into those levels is a secret. It is hidden from public view. There are multiple levels. They are connected by a series of valves, and the method of opening each valve is a complicated process, which she tells you about. The protections enchanted into the complex are extensive, frankly, beyond the capacity of modern magical knowledge. We don't know how they were achieved, or even honestly why. We likely don't know all of them. Please note that. But here's what we do know. All levels are shielded from outside divination. All levels are also shielded against teleportation. Well, specifically, as far as we know, it is impossible to use a teleportation effect to travel into or out of any level, but you can use such magics within the confines of a certain floor. All of that is the baseline. That's even before the wards are triggered. Now, once the wards are triggered, there are artifacts inside called the Guardian Mirrors installed throughout the complex. When the wards are triggered, they will call specific protectors onto each floor. Axiomites, Inevitables, Clockwork Mages, and Aerial Servants. And there are other things as well, which she tells you about. As I said, the soul is an extra-dimensional space, one that is heavily guarded by eternal protectors, which she tells you about. All of these protections will stay in place until the wards are deactivated. The wards can only be deactivated deep in the heart of the complex. And once they are, all of these guardians will be purged. They will all be purged. Now, the only method we have to modify the wards in any way short of the deactivation procedure is Fulcum's key. And she reaches inside of her robes and she pulls out this beautiful, tiny little silver key. It was created by a powerful member of our order long before my time, and it is only of limited use, but it will work once per day if touched to any of the Guardian Mirrors to eject any Guardian currently in the complex that was called by that mirror. Now, it doesn't turn off the mirror or prevent it from calling new Guardians later, but it can provide a brief respite if one is required. Once, Pandora, she says and hands you the key.
Great.
No one will be allowed out of the Mysterium until the wards are deactivated. We will not open the front doors for anyone, including you, until we hear the sound of the bell. And when Samal next disappears from the night sky, if the wards haven't been deactivated, the soul is no longer deemed a secure depository, and at midnight that night, the site will seal forever. She gives you additional information. She also turns over to you some maps. And we'll assume you have that information, and as I dole that out, if that then would result in further questions or something, we'll kind of revisit this conversation very soon. You'll see what I'm doing pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Well, will it be now?
We gotta wait till tonight.
Our friend here prepares their spells at twilight.
I do have some spell slots open. I could prepare with 15 minutes if you give it to me now that we know a little bit about what we're heading into. But we wouldn't have Hunter's Blessing for much longer.
It's probably gone at this point, right?
Yeah, an hour in. Yep, for sure.
Then you will return after dusk.
Yeah.
I will meet you at the front door at that time.
She ushers you back outside the barracks of the stewards of the vault, and Pandora, you're left staring at this giant building that's still kind of residually glowing. It feels warm and hot from across the street to you.
Well, fuck it. Sister Thea, do you have a blessing?
She lays her hand on your head again and lays her other hand on her holy symbol. He sees all, and through you, his eyes will open.
Pandora walks across the street and opens herself to the psychic resonance of the Mysterium.
And the check for psychometry is perception?
Yup.
Give me that check.
32.
Pandora lays a hand on the building and she sinks into the river of time, and you all see her body convulse in a way that you haven't ever seen happen before. And then the river stops, and Pandora tells you a tale that we will tell each other over the next however many episodes it takes to tell about what went on inside the Mysterium 5 days ago.
Oh,
That's the end of chapter 173, y'all. See you next week.
Oh my God.
Dark Nexus is produced by Plug and Hum Productions. This podcast uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Incorporated, used under Paizo's fan content policy. This podcast is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, please visit paizo.com. That's Paizo.com. Dark Nexus uses music and soundscapes by Syrinscape. Check them out at Syrinscape.com. That's Syrinscape.com. Opening and closing themes, along with additional music composed by Rob Kauzlaric. Artwork for Dark Nexus is by Matt Wahlquist. And thanks to DMCP, Richard and Ari, Paul and Shannon, Scotty, Jason, Jess, Joe, Chelsea, Matt, Dave, Derek, Darren, Michaela, J.H., the Biscuit Buddies, and everyone we've gamed with over the years for all the memories and inspiration.
Oh, I don't want to look at the blood. It makes me oozy. Oozy? Oogie. Woozy.
Woozy? Woogie.
Woogie.
I just don't like it.
Turns me into a Wookiee.